Perfect. I need my coffee. Where am I need my cafe. Oh, here it is.
Love this easy. Well, I can for another.
Sinker looking good today. Ese corre líder. Está de quilombo. Dude, I like it.
Quarter.
Yes. Look at that. 50% efficiency. Si ya los voy a tirar así siempre, bro, de ver. Película de Netflix, Disney Hulu Plus. Sí, sí. So me and Lamet have been working out for roughly a year and a half. Last year, the big focus was to add a changeup to his arsenal. This year is more of working on pitch usages, and we added a new cutter to his arsenal. He had some struggles with the four seam last year, where like there would be days where I had a bunch of carry, and there were days that just turned flat and just get hit around. So by adding a cutter, now we have a tool that allows us to go up and in with the heater and actually, make the changeup even more nasty. So it's more of an execution pitch. We know he can run it up to, 6-7, touch 8 whenever he wants. So today it's like, all right, like let's just increase pitchability. Like let's command pitches where we want it to be. Let's not have uncompetitive misses and just, be a good all-around pitcher. Yes, this is the last live here. He came for a week. Yeah, last live before he heads out. Just trying to like tune things up. That's a sinker right there. Tune things up before he heads out. And that's the goal. Exactly what he's doing right now. Exactly what he's doing right now. Like just throwing that sinker that starts middle, and that's the goal. Like everything, if it starts in the middle with his movement profiles, it should break to where we want it to be. Right, that one was not where we wanted to be, but now at least sets us up for a slider away. Yeah, especially with lefties. We know with righties he could throw whatever he wants. Like he has that, aggressive sinker into the hands and slider away just like he did there. So he could play that up and in, low and away, game. With the lefties, he really struggle with that because, like I've mentioned previously, the fastball just stays in that zone, and then the changeup doesn't really play off rail because the difference between one another is not that big. So with the cutter now, doesn't have to be great, but it just needs to be executed well, and he could do whatever he wants. Like that backdoor sinker was genius right there, going slider low and away, and then going backdoor sinker, like easy take there, wins the at bat. Awesome. Now let's see that cutter now with the lefty. Perfect. Right. Sí, está bien. Sí, sí, me gustó. So that's the thing, right? Like before, if that was the same four seam, right, you get usually 15, 10 or vert, and then 10 horizontal. Like that would be a line drive over the second baseman. Now that thing is cutting down and in, right? Allows for weak contacts because there's a lot more movement.
In his, I don't know what age, 29, 30 season, adding something like that.
So the thing is that we have to understand, like, as you're aging, ¿ese qué fue ese? Está bueno ese. So as you're aging, your velocity is going to decline. So he can't be sitting 99, 100 anymore, which he was more. It's easier to perform when you're sitting 99, 100. Now with being more in 4 to 5, ese fue dos, ese está bien. Está cogiendo bueno para abajo, por eso fue siempre arriba. But now that he's sitting more 4 to 5, touching 6, 7, being able to move the ball a little more, command a little more. Like I said, like with the decrease in velocity, there needs to be a higher demand for pitchability, and that's what we're trying to do right now. Sí, está excelente todo. Sí, y un break. Correct. We were in an age where like it got to a point where pitchers were only trying to throw hard, right? It's like, all right, you throw hard, you get by. Now there's pitchers throwing hard and throwing strikes. So we have to, if we want to have a job long term, we have to be better pitchers, and that's what we're trying to do here, especially with him, like increase pitchability. Yeah. Correct. So he's three up downs. Correct. Just try to get 3 outs quick. Like you're just seeing how he's carving up hitters right now. Just like execution is through the roof. Sinker in, slider away. You know, throw whatever you want, and just being as efficient as possible. You know, being up in the counter. There's a lot of the times that he got hit around last year. It wasn't because his stuff was bad. It was simply because he will fall behind with uncompetitive misses.
Yes.
Right? You fall behind, doesn't matter how hard you throw, you can get hit around at the highest level. So now we're trying to like, hey, be on top of hitters all the time, not have uncompetitive misses, and you know that's what he's doing right now. So just got to continue that going.
Contact. So we get caught.
See, 3. So like that last one was a good example of like how he was 0-2 and then he missed with a fastball low and away, and then the slider is not as effective as it was early on when he was throwing it up in it. Now you get a weak contact instead of a whiff. Right? We want to maximize how many whiffs we get because it takes the luck part out of the game. Right? The more people strike out, you know, the less we have to run with luck. But you know, that's the thing which we learn from. Is we can't be perfect, but we try to execute as much as we can. No, he was with the Dodgers last year. He opted out of his contract. He came here to trade for a month. We got him signed with the Royals, and he's able to finish the season with the Royals. And now just a free agent. Líder, está buena la ejecución ahí. Lo primero el aire me gusta muchísimo.
No, el último, ese yo lo quiero, más abajo, pero hasta hacer
Sí. Sí, pero hubo uno que tiró negativo 8 horizontal y 0. Estaba sweepy.
Nice.
Thank you, papi. Appreciate you.
No, thank you.
Anytime. Yeah.
Let's talk about
You like it? Okay. I think I have Maybe.
That's a nice cutter.
what is the communication like between you guys?
So yeah, everything majority worked remote. He was back home in the Dominican. The majority of things we wanted to target was, you know, not getting too glove side happy, where like he used to climb over the top, have a higher release height, and everything will be yanked this way. And that's when we have what we talked about earlier with the uncompetitive misses, have those arm side misses, or either yanks glove side with the slider. Now we brought everything down a little bit, just keep everything a little more compact, a little more center. Ese fue try.
Trae uno, ¿verdad?
Trae uno. To keep everything more compact and allowed to be around the zone a little bit more. So you see, like when he misses, it's very close. So that's one of the big targets we had. And the communication was basically just like, you know, he threw, send me videos. We talked over it. I'll send him feedback in regards to like, hey, what I wanted to do. Simplify things down for him so he doesn't have to do any thinking. The majority of the things he had to do was just go out there and, you know, go out there and perform. Hey, I told you, try this. He go try it. He doesn't have to, you know, break his mind about things to do on his own. It just basically just guided the entire time. So now when he comes here, now it's just like super easy. We're just fine tuning everything we did in the offseason. Yeah, so the angle change, the shape is a little bit better. So the changeup has more depth now because of the angle. The sinker has more run. The slider looks like it's more aggressive, even though it's the same 0-0 shape because of the arm angle. Right, horizontal approach angle plays a role now. So now it looks like he's getting some sweep, even though he's not. Before it looked like it was just straight down. So it actually helped him out shapes-wise. It just made everything better. Even with the cutter, sometimes you get some cutters where you only get like 6 horizontal, 4 horizontal. But they look like they cut a lot to the hitter, just especially because of the slots. Se quedó, no hizo nada. En algunos, la mano vuelve a estar patrando para atrás. Cuando estaba calentando, estaba más en el lado. Son lo mismo.
Auricular ahí, derecho.
Digo, está bien. Arriba. So in regards to the elevation, he chose Veracruz because it's at sea level, so it helps him a lot, right? Not having to battle with like jam shots that become home runs out in Mexico. And that was also a big goal of adding stuff that moves more, right? Especially with the cutter. right? Like, hey, there's going to be days where your sinker is not moving as it usually does.
Yeah.
There's going to be days where your slider is not moving as usually as it does. So having more stuff in your arsenal where like, all right, my cutter is moving well, a little bit in elevation, my changeup is working a little bit better, right? You know, kind of seeing it day by day, you know, having more stuff in your arsenal helps you out. When you only have a fastball and a slider and your elevation and none of them are moving the way you want it to be, you're kind of screwed. But if you have 4 or 5 pitches, like now you can lean into the ones that are moving the best. So that was kind of the goal with it. It does help that he's at sea level, but in those instances where he's at
2-2.
2-2, those instances where he's going to play at high elevation, having more stuff in his arsenal is going to be huge. Good stuff. Just telling him specifically, this is going to be the one. I think it could be a flawed answer, right? Because you might feel like, damn, we're at elevation. Usually my sinker doesn't move really well at elevation, but then it happens at that day specifically. It's moving a little bit better. So just go more with feel. You know, warm up, catch play. Pre-game bullpens. There's enough time to basically decide. All right, like I know what it's moving well today. Let's go and increase the usage of that. But in regards to general usage, because it's going to be playing the majority of the times at home, it's just going to be, before it used to be more 4-seam slider heavy, will be like a 50-50 range. Now it's going to be more of a 30% sinker, 30% cutter, and then the rest is going to be the other percent is going to be either changeup or slider, depending on the hitter. Vida, se quedó flat.
Yo lo dije,
Uno más.
la pierna no la usaba. Ahora sí.
Like we've mentioned before, sometimes he wants to get 2 gloves out happy, and then the wrist collapses with that as well. Wrist collapses, now the shape on the sinker is not how we want it to be, and then he starts throwing 10-10 balls, where those usually are ground balls, jam shots, now become barrels, just for something that changed with the hand because of the body change as well. So just keep everything more condensed and compact, trusting that the hand is going to be in the same spot every time. If this happens, it's going to kill the shapes of every pitch.
¿Paramos?
Yeah. Un break. So that exchange was a little better. So now the sinker was a little bit better. It wasn't awesome, but it wasn't super dead zone. And allow him, especially because he executed inside, right? Allow him to get a couple foul balls with it, and then he was able to finish with the slider away.
Yeah.
So execution was huge too. Like sometimes you could have a poorly shaped pitch, but if it's executed well, you might get away with it. Not always the case, but sometimes. So executing it becomes this huge, most important thing that we have to do. Pinpointing this out right now, like just watching how, first couple sinkers we're getting 18 horizontal at the line. A little more what we call 2-1 release side. Last couple throws were more in that dead zone when he's getting closer to 1-7. So there's a 6-inch difference from his slot, right? And that completely changes the pitch shape. So
Interesting.
making sure that we stay more consistent on this side, so he can actually get on the side of the ball, like pull it from behind, and actually get the seam effect that he wants. I wouldn't go and be like, yeah, your release height's changing. I would just say, hey, like, go back to being a tunnel. Don't try to get 2 gloves out happy. That's why we mean like gloves out happy, when he like wants to do too much with that front side, and then this pulls and it changes this angle. Like, hey, like just everything, head stable, same tunnel, everything, don't change. Because when that changes, it just messes things up.
Los primeros picheos yo estaba muy aquí, porque no calenté relajando.
Sí.
Calenté así.
Lo que le quería decir, mire como cuando usted está tirando el sinker y se queda como medio muerto, vea, no tiene mucho horizontal, se está montando mucho para este lado.
Yo digo que es por la pierna, que
Por lo mismo.
está tirando aquí, ahora cuando finqué ya ahí entonces
Y ahí, entonces aquí cuando usted viene en su ángulo normal, que aquí, lo que hablamos el otro día, no subir demasiado, lo ayuda a mantener ese sinqueo más agresivo, ve. So, como esté caliente, el mismo túnel, el slide de todo.
como es el último ya ahí.
Sí, termina bien. Like you said, not trying to be over specific with things because you're competing, and if your head is thinking about internal thoughts about like, oh, where's my foot, where's my arm, like, unfortunately you won't be able to pitch. You can't do 3 things at the same time. So when we're working on things, right, we want to find simple cues that will address the issue, where it's like, hey, like if you're going too over the top, like, hey, let's just go back to your normal slot. Like, hey, go simplify things down for him. Like, think about external cues that will help him get back to his normal instead of just thinking about the body, if that makes sense. I think the cue for him, I just tell him all the time, like, hey, stay compact, don't get too big, because when you get too big, that's when things change. Right? We're not talking about like, hey, where your hand is at. It's just like stay compact, stay condensed, throw inside a phone booth, throw inside a bubble, and then that usually helps him out. I think he's still big league caliber. He has the potential to throw the highest level, especially now. Like he's a better pitcher than he was a couple years ago. Like before, he was just a guy that threw hard. Now he's understanding what makes him good, and has the pitch ability, so he could go and execute wherever he wants. So now it's like just waiting for the opportunity. It might be MLB, it might be Asia, wherever that is. He's just with the mindset of like, hey, just become the best version of yourself and go out there and compete.
So how exactly does remote coaching work? You will have unlimited access to text and email your coach, hop on weekly FaceTime calls, and receive regular mechanical and training updates. Each day, your plan will detail exactly what to do from start to finish, with instructional videos for every single throwing drill, mobility routine, and lifting exercise. Nobody's going to do the work for you, but we can show you the path to get there. It's your career. Let's get to work.
Entonces, ahí está moviéndose heavísimo. So like, watch this one. This was a warm up at 91. Watch it really side at 2.
Yep.
Instead of being here at 1.7. And now he's getting 17 inches horizontal run and 19 inches of vert. Just because of that. Where he's releasing it, it's completely changing the pitch shape. Big drop.
Movimiento.
Movimiento está bueno. Pasa que está muy grande. So comiénselo en la carta de él siempre. It's just where he's aiming to. Like if he's aiming too far away, the hand is not going to get around like that one, for example. If he's just aiming too far away, he's going to be forced to go into more pronation when he's biased to. On that one's like, hey, just aim into the face mask. Your hand will be on the side and we'll cut. That one got 13-3, and then just you got that swing. That hitter looking foolish.
Yeah, so sometimes it's not a mechanical. It's more of a mental. It's
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then, you know, the crazy thing about that cutter slider combo is like they look so similar until the last second. Like we're talking about 7-8 inches of vertical difference from one to another. Velocity difference about 4 miles per hour. But it literally looks the same until like the last split second. Like that was the one and this was the last slider. Like small things here and there. And sometimes data-wise it doesn't look that sexy, but if you're hitting, it looks massive. Really like how the pockets are more condensed here in this inning compared to the last inning.
Yeah.
Sí, eso está bueno ahí. Esos picheos están buenos ahí.
Sí.
Está sacándole esos swing porque quién sabe.
It's not throwing up in the.
Buscando el picheo.
Exactamente. Yo tiro de nuevo ahí en la mano. Y después lo seteo para afuera de nuevo. Yeah, it's staying away from the middle. Like, we've known at the highest level, it doesn't matter the pitch shape, it doesn't matter. Hitters are gonna hit it hard. So staying away from the middle, like playing with your corners, playing with the up and down game. Like this changeup, pretty good. Yeah, more of a lefty. I would like him to use it with righties. It's just more of a feel thing, just feeling comfortable of not leaving it behind. So it's more of like, get it looking. Perfecto, lady, perfecto. Just getting comfortable with the pitch itself. Like sometimes you can have the nicest pitch, but if you don't have feel for it, like unfortunately, like it will be hard to throw in the game. Yo creo que aquí cabe un forcing en la mano aquí. The guy spit on slider. It was perfect time to go with a high heater. See? That one was missed.
His lid on it.
Más arriba.
Más arriba.
Forced to swing with a four seam there. Yeah.
Bueno.
Good first up.
Ese fue el correo de el mejor correo que trató hoy día.
Yo lo metí.
Así que yo creo que lo tire. Now when you just say like he just down one, you just start to throw hard. And it has some gyro shape, 2 vert, 3 horizontal, but it was 87, so it makes it play even more.
It was in on the hands.
Exactly. This is also the thing about, throwing lives, several innings, right? Getting more comfortable with your pitch usage. Like on that one, he told me like, hey, just rear it back a little bit, throw a little bit harder, and like the shape was even better. So like, the more you throw something, the more you get comfortable with it. Unfortunately, like you can't just go out there and like first time you try a new pitch, feel like you're gonna have it right away. Perfect. You're just working on the thing you're training consistently, and that's gonna increase the confidence. As the confidence increases, bases loaded 3-2 count, 9 inning, you'll be confident that your pitches are gonna do what you need. Yeah. Also, I think what builds confidence as well, besides practicing the pitch, is like showing the pitcher itself, like, hey, like this has been proven to work. We have the data to compare it to big league averages, to compare it to last year. For example, you could pull the data from last year. Hey, this pitch worked well in this location. So now the pitcher goes with confidence. Like, all right, like if guys are hitting 150, 100 flat on a specific pitch in a certain location, and I have the same shape, and I have the same release height. All right, like I have good stuff plus on it. Like I could be confident I throw it here, it's not gonna get hit.
Yeah. I also just noticed it seemed like he did a bit of a hesitation on the leg kick. Is that something you guys have talked about? Is that something he does often, or is it just kind of a feel thing and he's going up? He's like, oh, maybe we'll just hit a little bit. Or?
Just change his tempos.
Yeah.
Like you're just doing more stuff with your mechanics to change tempos instead of only relying on your pitch velocity. Bien. ¿Está bien ahí? Instead of only relying on your velocity. ¿Está bien allá? ¿Quiero nomás? Okay. Instead of relying on only velocity and pitch shapes, like you could rely on like you're changing your tempo, like being a little bit quicker to the plate, like bigger holds, like all these things. Yo digo que tiene un 5.95 en la mano aquí. ¿Este fue que le cogí ahorita? So this was the same sinker, the same guy who barreled the sinker last at bat, because the sinker was that game of inches. Now we get 11-19, same velo. This pitch just drops off the table and you get a swing and miss. That's the best one. So
That's one of the day.
yeah. Sí, está buenísimo.
O sea, lo estoy probando que sepa un zurdo prácticamente.
See, we're gonna see the change up righty on righty now. See what happens. Don't miss it. Yeah, that's the thing right there. Like just building the confidence with the pitch, right? Like, hey, like righty on righty changeup. He's hesitant because he don't want to leave it behind. So like, hey, try it here. Like we're live ABs indoors. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? Ven ahí de allá. I wish. Nah, he's been getting some good ones at 90. Good cutter. Sí.
Porque en el segundo inning, yo lo hice porque yo calenté relajando y me fui relajado.
Y la maña de calentamiento lo llevó. Sí. No, pero los shapes tan buenos. Lo que quería decirle, como le mencioné, en el último inning los sinkers estaban cogiendo saco de horizontal. Estaban con 16, este cogió 11-19, 6-16. O sea, cuando usted estaba más aquí, no hay más. Cuando quiere montarse demasiado se daña. Pero la expresión de los sinkers está bien, pero la está donde queremos y los cortes están donde queremos. So, este core fue que te tiró fue el mejor del día, cogió 9 y negativo 2. Ya como usted está en el lado de él, a 89.
A ese que te digo que yo que lo tiré agresivo, igual que el zurdo.
Sí, si tú lo puedes tirar así siempre, el final. Tiene un cambio muy bueno hoy también.
Lo que te digo, yo la velocidad sé que la tengo, entonces sabes que para mí la cosa es pichar, ¿sabes? Porque yo la mataba recta para todo el mundo, recta para todo el mundo, no 5.
De lo mejor que yo le he visto. Buen trabajo ahí.
Hay que decir thank you, Jesus.